What's up, YouTube? No reaction cam today, having some technical difficulties, but trust me, I am grinning real big behind this camera. You can actually maybe see me right there in that reflection, and that is because my Onit Black Indiana Hoosier boxes are finally here. What a magical run for my Hoosiers it was this year. First time ever winning the national championship. My God, did Fernando Mendoza, lead us to the promised land. First ever Heisman, first ever national trophy. That man right there will have a statue outside of Memorial Stadium before we know it, as will head coach Curt Cignetti. And to commemorate that huge win a few months ago, we've got 5 of these to rip today. You can see here each one of these boxes includes 3 blackouts, 2 parallels, 1 insert, and 2 on-card autos. There's some really cool inserts that kind of resemble Colorblasts. There's some other awesome looking ones there as well. No real other information on the on here other than just here's your different parallels. Some of these will be numbered. It doesn't really specify which. I will say if you're chasing Fernando Mendoza, best to look at the checklist beforehand, as much like Panini has done in the past, the better signers are more limited, thus meaning Fernando has signed the least of any of the, I think, like 7 or 8 guys they got to sign in this product. He is by far the biggest chased. However, there are some really cool names in there like D'Angelo Pons and Roman Hemby and Onit Black, who all played huge roles in securing that natty for my Hoosiers. So I'm super stoked for this. Each one of these only, despite the size of these boxes, only has 1 pack inside. So let's go ahead and see what there is to be had. I pre-ordered these from IU back in, I think, like January, shortly after the Hoosiers won the title. And unfortunately, they sold out for 1, and then 2, by the time Onit released them on their own website, they were gone real fast. So if you're going to find these, they're going to be on the secondary market somewhere, and I don't even know if you'll find too many of those out there. So I'm excited to order and get what I got, because, yeah, I don't really know what else to expect in terms of getting more of these, but I'm super stoked. Starting off with a pretty good name here, Amari Farrell, one of the starters on that super good Indiana defense. That one numbered to 75. So not a ton of difference here from what I've seen in these parallels. You can see really it's just the color kind of around the border. I believe all of the cards have this like marble look to them, and then the black border around the player on the card there. If you order the other version of this where you also get a limited number, we've got a really nice card coming up behind this, by the way. If you order the numbered versions or the other version of this, you do get the entire team set. This is more like your Breaker's Delight style, if you're, familiar with that format from Topps. So Amari Farrell there, that one to 75. And right behind that, the man, the myth, the legend, Fernando Mendoza. This one, a numbered, I believe that's a pink parallel. That is to 100. So 20 out of 100 on the Mendoza right there. Looks like that's probably, I'm assuming, either from the Iowa game or the Oregon game. More likely Iowa, pardon me, as it looks like that's more like yellow and black than yellow and green. But cool card there nonetheless. And it looks like we've got some more numbered base coming up. I thought it was supposed to be Blackouts. So be kind of curious what we end up getting here. Again, the front of the box said you get 10 cards. You get exclusive base set parallels, 2 parallels, 1 insert, 2 on-card autos, and 3 blackouts. These are not the blackouts, I don't believe, because I think the blackouts look like they did in the regular Onit stuff. But we'll go ahead and put Fernando on the stand there for now as we continue to move through this box. I really don't know what else to expect. So Onit Black, that one also looks like it's the, well, this one was 100. This one's 150. So 2 out of 150 on the Onit Black. We might have gotten extra cards. I don't know. Something's going on here. Aiden Fisher, oh my gosh. I think we got a Fernando autograph in box 1. Aiden Fisher. That one is numbered to 100. This is what we came here, folks. This is what we came here for. So, I'm going to tell you right now, he only has like 99 autos in the whole product, so this might be the only one in the 5 boxes that we hit. I ordered 5, hoping to get more, but we got 1 at least, and this one is numbered 22 out of 39. That card is awesome. That card is so cool. Yeah, that card is really cool. These look way better in hand than I thought they would. It's almost got like a Panini Revolution look to it in the background there. Kind of like a Galactic meets a Mosaic. If you can see kind of how the light plays on that. 22 out of 39 on the Fernando. That is incredible. That is what I wanted for my personal collection. That'll go right next to that one and that one. Yeah, that is so dope. So 22 out of 39. There is a 1-on-1 version of that maybe to be had. So we'll hope that maybe we can get multiples. Sometimes I think this set just tend to run in groups here. So here's our other auto. This one is really cool for me, actually. Kobe Martin, not a huge part of this year's team, but did play a role, scored some touchdowns throughout the season. And the reason that I'm pretty pumped about getting Kobe is for that reason right there. Hometown Fishers, Indiana. That's where I grew up. Now, he is a Tiger and not a Royal, so I won't hold that too against him, as he's now helping my Hoosiers achieve great things. I think Kobe will have a huge year next year, but a Kobe Martin autograph, also one I'll plan to keep as we share the same hometown. So that's pretty cool. All right, here comes our blackout parallels. First one here, that is, who was that? Sorry, Jonathan Brady. I don't think Jonathan Brady had any autos in or cards, pardon me, maybe he did, in the first Onit set that they did. I'm having a little trouble figuring out what color that is. I think it might be blue, but yeah, nonetheless, out of 120 on that one. And hey, this one's pretty sweet too. Out of 5, Kalen Black. That is green to 5 of the star running back from the Hoosiers. 5 out of 5, Kalen Black. These cards look dope. I do wish they'd say the name on the front. Hopefully moving forward, if Onit continues to make these parallels, even under Blackout Edition, just, in the same lettering, put their name on the front. Because sometimes people like, Jonathan Brady, it might be hard to differentiate him between other guys on the team. So Kalen Black there, 5 out of 5. And then Camden Jordan, another guy, had a small role in this year's team. That one is 82 out of 120. So they have more of the obscure players, like not obscure players, but not all the hugest names in that. And then these, I believe, actually might be a pretty rare insert. I think this is the Omar Cooper one. Yeah, Omar Cooper Jr. This is called Roar of the Crowd. You can see big celebration there, getting lifted up after scoring a touchdown, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's a pretty cool looking card. These look way better than I thought they would in person too. Some nice hollow foil board around the card there itself. And yeah, so you're only going to get one insert per box. This one, I believe, is one of the better ones to get. Although the Solaris and Polaris are your best ones. Those are the ones that I mentioned kind of look like your Colorblasts. So on to box 2. I don't know how it can be any better than box 1, where we got a Fernando auto and a Fernando numbered card. That's really all you're in it for. The degenerate in me says keep going. The smart part of my brain says to stop and just sell the boxes to friends who might be interested in getting one of these for themselves. But I've been waiting way too long to get these, so I am going to open them. So our first card here, Holden Stays. Hoosiers tight end, had a decent role at the start of the season. Didn't really do a whole lot after that. Riley Nokowski kind of became the go-to guy in terms of receiving core, but Holden did have a couple moments this season. Mikel Kamara, the MVP on the defensive side of the national championship. That one numbered to 150. Mikel had that huge blocked punt that really turned things around for Indiana when things were starting to kind of look a little shaky. Elijah Surratt. I mean, wow, back to back. How about that? 2 Elijah Surratts. I believe these are both going to be numbered to the same thing. Yeah, number 12 and number 84 out of 100 on the Elijahs. One of them could have been the jersey number. That's pretty random. You don't tend to see that too much. But nonetheless, yeah, we got 2 Elijahs in that box. Our first auto this time, not as near of a big of a name, but did have some good moments. EJ Williams, super funny story about EJ, had transferred at one point elsewhere, had initially played at IU, transferred out, and then came back for this season. Did have some touchdowns, including one in the Peach Bowl that I was there for. So EJ, definitely a solid player for Indiana. Not sure if he has pro aspirations or not. We'll have to kind of wait and see, but definitely some speed over the top. So he has a chance. to maybe play on Sundays. And then a guy that I'm really hopeful will play on Sundays. Again, we just got that cool number to 5 in that last box. How about Onit Black to 150? So as you can see, Mendoza number to 39, whereas Martin and Black and Williams are all to 150. So more likely to see these. I believe Williams and Black, they signed in the first product. These are the first Kobe Martin autographs that we've gotten in the Onit set. So kind of looking forward to the future there for him being the Hoosiers' future running back. You can really actually see the pattern on this Onit Black more than we even did on the Mendoza. But there's some first-time signers in here in both Lewis Moore and Kobe Martin. I believe that's it. How about this guy right here? He's going to be playing on Sundays. Omar Cooper Jr., 63 out of 120 there on our blackout parallel. That one is pretty sweet. Met Omar during the Combine weekend, was a super nice guy, took pictures, signed autographs, the whole nine. Arguably one of the best plays in Indiana history, catching that touchdown to beat Penn State, which helped us secure the undefeated season. And then we've got, I think that's Alberto. We've got another, is this Holden stays again? No, another Camden Jordan. Man, my eyes are so bad. This one might be blue and these might be purple. I am partially colorblind, so pardon me in advance. But that one is to 25, not 150. And then I believe this is our younger Mendoza now with Georgia Tech. Wish him the best there. I think he'll be a day one starter for them. Has some upside, but I think, Indiana wanted some more experience, which is why they went after Josh Hoover. I could honestly, from what I've been told, there's possibility that Alberto could come back to Indiana after a year or two down in Atlanta, where obviously the Hoosiers had great success winning the Peach Bowl, but that one's pretty cool. And then last but not least here, we have I believe this is Roman Hemby. Yes, correct. Yeah, Roman Hemby. This is the Access insert. These look awesome. I don't believe these are particularly rare. This is one of the bigger insert checklists as opposed to the Roar of the Crowd where there are only like 3 or 4 guys. So I think these accesses are a little bit more common, but very, very cool looking nonetheless. So there you go. All right. We still got 3 of them left here. One of them has fallen beneath my feet. Would have been mad if I was like, oh no, I actually only got 4. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm opening this one upside down. Maybe that's for good luck. All right. So box 3, aka pack 3. The amount of packaging on this is kind of funny given that it's only 1 pack, but I do appreciate that pack is pretty well protected in the box, to say the least. All right. We've got another Access on the back. You can already see that. Sorry in advance. These packs are a little stiff, so I just don't want to damage the cards opening them up. All right. We're starting off with another Kamara. We've got another Surratt, number to 75. Won't talk nearly as much about the guys now that we're, deep into it. We've shared the memories. Let's hope that this one is the numbered one. To 13. It is not. That is also to 150. So if you're after an Elijah Surratt to 150, I'm your guy. Some of these will be available, including our second Fernando. This one numbered to 150 this time. That could be a good sign. He was in our first box where we hit his auto. So maybe they do things like that. That's very Panini of them. All right, I'm gonna try to not look. EJ Williams. That is to 100, 86 out of 100. And our first auto is yet another Onit Black. So I am hoping that at some point we hit maybe the lower numbered cards. You can get like 1-of-1s of these. I believe there's a team color match version as well that's red. And that actually might be what's next because it looks like this Lewis Moore is more reddish on the back. So Onit Black to 150. Again, he's going to be one of your more common signatures to get, but still a great player for the Hoosiers. And then, yeah, right here we've got Lewis Moore, and that is to 75. So I think Fernando is lower in this set as well. I think he's to 25. But yeah, that's your team color match version to 75. Cool to get Lewis Moore. He was a Combine participant this year. Not sure exactly, what his draft prospect status is, but usually when you get invited, pretty good odds of you making it to Sundays. And again, that's the first time he's had autos, so that's pretty cool too. I believe this is another EJ Williams. Yep, EJ Williams to 120. It looks like we've got another Jonathan Brady. This one is the lower parallel version, I think, to 25, 12 out of 25 on Jonathan Brady. And last but not least, yet another Omar Cooper. So we're doubling up here some. That's kind of to be expected. I opened a lot of like the premium boxes of this earlier this year, and unfortunately for me, I had a lot of doubles of like autos and inserts and things like that. So that's kind of, you know, pretty normal. And then we've got Elijah Surratt on the Access. These are really cool. These will not be getting listed because I do really like those for myself, as the Mendoza is also not going anywhere anytime soon. All right, 2 to go. Like I said, not really, would not expect to hit another Fernando. The odds say, honestly, even hitting one was like, I think a 50 or 60% chance for me. So, you know, if the card gods want to bless us again, so be it. But I would not expect it at all. We might have another Roar of the Crowd. We do have another Roar of the Crowd. Autograph-wise, not really sure. Maybe 2 team colors. Those both look red on the back. I don't think these were red. Yeah, these are black. So it looks like we might have 2 team color autos, which is cool. All right, Elijah Surratt. This one is lower numbered this time, thank God. And it is jersey numbered, 13 out of 75. There you go. That's pretty cool. 13 out of 75, Elijah on the color match, or the jersey match, pardon me. Top loading that one. Don't know why. Anyway, E.J. Williams. That one to 100. It is kind of difficult to differentiate the color here. So that I think is like a blue or an onyx or something. I'll have to look at the checklist. And then this time, instead of getting 2 Surratts, we got 2 Albertos, both to 150. So hold on one second. I'm going to try to not see that back card. In fact, we'll just kind of use Alberto here to slide and figure out who we've got. So S10, I think Fernando's S1. Ends in an E. Another Lewis Moore. Okay. And then before we move forward, let's put that back. So yet another Lewis Moore to 75. So that one will be available. Like I said, I wanted to keep one for myself as I didn't have him yet. I do have like Kalen Black and some of the other guys from the previous sets, but nice to get Lewis. And then let's see here. Give us Fernando. Kobe Martin. Man. So 2 Kobe Martins, 2 Lewis Moores, 2 Kalen Blacks. This one to 75. So I will probably make the higher numbered Kobe available. As I said, I wanted one for my collection, but if you're interested in this, you can find my Cardboard Corner store on eBay. Just search Cardboard Corner 317 eBay on Google, and that should get you to me if you're looking for any of this stuff. This one is a red one. That is actually pretty obvious. Miles Kendrick, 2 out of 9. I think this kid's got high hopes next year. We'll have to kind of wait and see. They got some transfers at that position as well, including Nick Marsh from Michigan State, but I believe Miles was a pretty touted recruit. Didn't do a whole lot this year, but yeah, bigger hopes and aspirations for next year. Another Omar Cooper. So yeah, again, as I mentioned, if you're looking for some of this stuff, some of this will be available on my eBay. That one is the out of 120, and it looks like we've got one more Elijah here to 120 as well. And maybe I'm wrong about the Roar of the Crowds, as it looks like we have yet another Omar Cooper Jr. on a Roar of the Crowd. So yeah, one of these will be available. I am going to keep one of those as well for my PC. All right, guys, final box. One more chance at hitting the Heisman winner. Would be so cool to get the 101 auto. I believe he actually wrote like fast, physical, relentless on there, which is a Curt Cignetti slogan, from what I saw on like the Onit previews. So if I was to hit that card, I would be so happy. All right. Try to not show the insert on the back, although I already got a glimpse, and it is yet another Access. So no Solaris or Polaris for us, unfortunately. And it looks like 2 typical black autos in this box. So probably another one of our common guys. E.J. Williams, it's our second one of those to 75. So yeah, you're seeing a lot of redundancy here, as I mentioned. Pretty likely when they're collated that some of this stuff runs a little bit together in the Onit products from what I can tell. Hemby to 100, 7 out of 100 on the Roman Hemby. I think that's our first time of hitting him. And then we got Mr. Pick Six himself, D'Angelo Pons, and that one is numbered. We'll check that in a second, but first let's slow roll our auto. And who do we got? Another Lewis Moore. My gosh. Okay. So another Lewis Moore, possibly another Kobe Martin behind him. I'm going to assume maybe that the premium spot for the auto is that first one. I could be wrong. Let's see. One more chance. All right. Signature 10 is Lewis Moore. Signature 8. What were you, buddy? 1. Who in here was 8? Any of you guys? It's not Kalen Black. That's good. Is it Kobe Martin, though? It's probably Kobe Martin. It's another Kobe Martin. Man. Yeah, that's the tough part about this product. So, yet another Kobe Martin and yet another Lewis Moore. So, if you want Kobe Martin or Lewis Moore, I'm your guy. I will be moving, like I said, a few of those. Probably keep the team-colored ones, but I might keep the black ones just because I already have the Fernando, and then I might just go for the set. That actually makes a little bit more sense in terms of like PC and this stuff. So I can kind of have them all together. And I should be able to get the other guys relatively at a decent price. The other signers that we did not hit, for what it's worth, you've got like Roman Hemby signs, Mikel Kamara signs, D'Angelo Pons signs, and I feel like I'm missing one more. Oh, and then Alberto Mendoza is also a signer. So that one is to 150 on the Kobe. Hopefully we can get one of these Fernando blackouts. We've got 3 chances here. Let's hope one of them is him. That's not looking like him. That is back-to-back EJ Williams. Three EJ Williams? No. Okay. All right. We'll look at the numbering of those in a second. And then our last and final access card here. No real tells on who this one might be. It is Amari Farrell. Not numbered. Okay. I'm not thinking any of these are 101s. They are not. Jonathan Brady to 25, EJ Williams to 120, and EJ Williams to 120. So there you go. There you have it, guys. Sorry that it was a little anticlimactic after box 1 where we hit, two Fernandos. Yeah, that was a fun rip though for me. Again, I had been waiting on this stuff for a while, and it's nice to finally see it come through, and not only come through and show up, but come through in the way that I hit one of the cards that I was chasing. So easily the highlight of the break, our Fernando auto. There you go. Now you can kind of see that pattern. So there you go. 22 out of 39 on the Mendoza black auto. How are our corners? That's actually pretty clean for a black bordered card. Might have to send that one in, even if it's a PSA 9. That's pretty dope. So out of 39 there, this one was out of 100, 20 out of 100. I think we only had one other numbered Fernando. And then here's kind of your other just recap of autos. So a couple Kobe Martins. That was our Elijah Surratt jersey numbered. We did hit 2 of these roar of the crowds, pardon me. Yeah, Kobe, Lewis. They just come in waves. There's another Lewis. There's our Surratt access. Kalen Black, who we also hit multiples of. So that's a little bit of a bummer. And then that one was Roman Hemby. So don't get it twisted. One is Hemby and one is Amari Farrell. That's pretty funny. Two Kalen Blacks, 2 Kobe Martins, 3 Kobe Martins actually, and 3 Lewis Moores, right? Is that right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3 on Kobe Martin. 1, 2, 3 on Lewis Moore. 2 Kalen Blacks. 1 EJ Williams, which is weird because he's also to 150, and then 1 Fernando Mendoza. So would have liked to have seen at least a Hemby, a Kamara, a Pons, etc. in there, but I'll settle for that. Yeah, and when I say settle, I'm very excited about that. So Onit stuff is really cool too. The other thing I forgot to mention, and you guys may have already caught on, but it is worth noting that unlike your Sages of the world and sometimes even like Panini products, this is completely licensed through the school, so you can see all the jerseys. They're IU jerseys. They've got IU logos on the back. They say the schools, all that cool stuff. So props to Anna. You guys make a pretty good set. you know, with such a short signers list, I know it's tough to have the collation be any different, but would like to have seen a little bit more variety, I suppose, in who you're getting numbered cards of. I think this is like a 55 card set, but I think they only make like parallels of you know, a handful of the guys, so that's probably why we saw a good amount of repetition in this stuff. The blackouts look cool. The base does look really nice. These are definitely an upgrade, certainly over the previous release. So certainly a more high-end feel. But yeah, I would have liked to, you know, when you're getting like 2 Surratts in the same box or 2 AJ Williams, I would assume there's got to be a way to avoid that. I could be wrong, but would like to see that maybe handled in manufacturing moving forward. But really cool stuff. These look great. These access cards are great. Doing a great job on the design. All the cards are on-card autographs, by the way. I realize it kind of looks like it could be a sticker in that little window, but that's really just their area to make sure they know where the guys want to sign. So there's the Mendoza. Pretty stoked about that. Pretty stoked about the break in general. Go Hoosiers. Thank you guys for watching. If you like content like this, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop a comment, tell me who you think might win the national championship game this year. The 2026 one, that is. Should be the Hoosiers again, though. So, yeah, go IU. Thanks, guys. Later.